So, for the purposes of this writer room, honestly, I kind of also want to cover like where I start with lore, and I think you'll find this really interesting, producer, in the background. Um, and I'm trying to think. I am appearing very briefly to say hi. Also, new camera. No, this is a special edition games. This is not my camera. This is my brother's. I have a full blown producer here right now. It does look fucking phenomenal, doesn't it? It looks insane. It's pretty incredible, honestly. Oh, my chat box isn't appearing. That's unfortunate. I would like that to be appearing. Let's go ahead and cache it. If I can send another one. It does look really good. And honestly, I wish that I could do this every time, because this would be fucking sick. But not quite to the point where I can buy a $3,000 camera. Santa Claus with the... Yeah, I am Santa Claus. Chat's sitting on my lap right now. Y'all can ask me anything you want. About to tell some wild stories. Yeah, I got them about just about everything. You don't want to hear about the war. Y'all don't want to hear about the war. Guess it doesn't work on this for some reason. I feel like that's some bullshit. Right. Looks pretty solid.
Looks great. Tell me your producer's also Ansys.
Yeah, that is true, chat. My producer right now is Ansys, the fucking monk in our campaign right now, who just got taken on a fucking trip with Asher. I'm speaking with players and everything. I'm so excited to see what the two of you guys get up to. And now with Kevrick in the mix too, what are you guys gonna be doing? Ugh.
I like that I diminished my relationship with Kevrick immediately, so that hopefully we can have like a different dynamic of characters. Because I feel like everybody else was forced into kind of helping each other, because we all probably, even if the characters don't know it, probably need help from each other.
Yeah.
Kevrick, I was like, honestly, I'm gonna test this dude out, and honestly, doing the damage to him was not the move. But
Yeah.
based on things how it turned out. But.
Could the other party members see Asher's patron? So not yet, but they will very soon. They couldn't in the moment. Yeah. So the whole thing is that Asher had a favor that he could call in to his patron as sort of our homebrew, because he's so contracted, like, focus, and he's so charismatic that he just wanted to persuade him into getting as much of a benefit from his contract as possible. So basically what he talked him into was just one favor. And I got him to use it way too early, but we're fucking sending it now. So I thought he was gonna be like saving that for the BBEG. He was gonna be, maybe. Honestly, I thought that it was gonna last probably until like the final fight, whenever he was gonna want to use it. But I got him. So they just mid-fight, yep, just pee-pee poof. Yeah, they'll be somewhere. I can't wait for chat to figure out where. God, that'll be fun. I have been planning the next session already, and it's definitely looking to be a good one, that's for sure. However, it also won't be another one where I'm like pointing a Glock at the party's forehead, because that is what I just did.
Yeah, we're thankful for that.
Yeah. I want to see the reactions from the other party members. Yeah, trust me, it'll be there. But tonight we also plan on doing a special session with Bando, seeing as how he dipped from the party. So we're going to see how that goes. And also, if they ever reunite, I have a feeling all four of you guys are going to be pissed.
There may be smoke.
There may be smoke. Yeah, Ansys doesn't appear, and then maybe Kevrick's just a cool guy as well. We'll never know. Onsis has an autistic meltdown because he just blinked into the back rooms. Yeah, there's gonna be some shit. I think I genuinely believe that Onsis and Asher will get along really well, and then I think Arthur and Asher will get along really well because you two already get along. So I think it'll be a good dynamic in there.
Yeah, the individual dynamic between both of those characters and Nonsense has been really cool because they're really different.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, as a pugilist, like, monk style player that Arthur is, I don't know, his approach to Onsis's antics are much different, and I feel like Asher
Yeah.
is constantly sizing up Onsis.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because then he kind of gets to prove himself to somebody, and he's always been doing that his whole life at his
Yeah.
monastery. So it's kind of like a dynamic he's used to and intrigued by.
That is a really good point, honestly.
Yeah. Like Asher poking fun at him and being like, "How powerful are you?"
Because that is what he's doing.
He's literally itching to
Yeah.
do something, but it's like he can't because he's got to control himself.
Yeah. Yeah, Asher 100% is like constantly sizing up the competition. And literally what he told me is like he doesn't know what the threats are and he doesn't view himself as like a powerful fighter. So he doesn't want to like fuck you over and then get a fucking knife to the throat.
Yeah.
But he's like, also, if something benefits me the most, that's probably what I'll do. So yeah, I'm extremely excited to see how that works out. But for the purposes of the writer's room, I really wanted to talk about how I started the lore for this world and the lore for the campaign. Obviously, you guys don't know a lot, so I can't go too in depth because there's a lot of strings intertangling. But I want to start with Volmir because he's going to be pretty important. And it doesn't necessarily matter if you guys find this out because I have a feeling it'll come into play at some point, no matter what. I love lore. Yeah, I'm a lore fiend, games. But basically, it started out as kind of a gimmick of like I wanted an ancient wizard to be Bando's master, like as an apprentice master relationship, because he said he didn't really want to go into like parents that much. Like he didn't really have that as a focus for his character. So I ended up doing like a master relationship like with his wizarding. And what it ended up coming out to was this like extremely powerful ancient elf who ends up having like a super dark secret, which I will not expose just yet. You guys might find that out straight up tonight. You never know. And also has like a lot of relationships that could easily benefit a low-level party, I think. But he's not interested in like sharing them because he wants to focus on like it kind of like what's the right word, like tending to his relationship with Bando is the most important thing to him, and we'll hopefully find out soon. So and then there's a group that is kind of behind him, and it, like he's kind of like the magistrate of this group. And I ended up starting with, oh, let's go. Thanks for the sub, man. It ended up starting with Volmir, and then I thought of like, okay, if you're gonna be a super powerful like ancient elf, it only makes sense that you've garnered a lot of allies. The allies that you trust the most out of someone who is like one an elf and two a wizard, two very distrustful things. It's like you're probably going to form the tightest knit group of friends and do powerful, dope shit like that. So, Onsis doesn't have a Twitch account.
Onsis is slacking.
Onsis has been slacking for sure. But yeah, I hope you guys get to meet all of the people of this group. But honestly, there's really only like two that are super important right now. But one of them is fucking sick. You can't spell Onsis without Yas. You're so right. You're so right. I do... Anslus was a Tumblr boy
No
for
doubt.
sure. Except for he's probably like not into women, so.
Dark and mysterious.
uh, Dan and Phil. Oh God. The the location that this session will be taking at tonight also took a lot of time for me to create. It's Volmir's Wizard Tower, and I tried out like a lot of potential locations for it, and honestly, I kind of hated them all, and I'm still not even super thrilled that I ended up with the swamp, but I think it makes the most sense because it's the least like densely populated area of the continent. So, but it was the only way I could kind of make it all make sense in the first place. King's gonna find some shit out tonight, and he may or may not figure out that his allies got fucked on. That would be funny, wouldn't it? He like finds you guys like, where'd you guys go?
We're all like, no.
That would be so funny. Yeah, actually, I don't know. Mm. Yeah, I think that would make the most sense. The other part of this is session prep, like I have in the title. I did want to finish off my session notes. I think I've done a pretty good job at it, but Raphael style, dude, you're gonna find so much inspiration from the book. It is almost nerve-wracking every time going into a session. Session zeros and like these offshoot sessions have been the most like terrified I've ever been. I don't know if any DMs in the chat have that same issue, but every fucking session is like scary almost. And no matter how much I prepare for it, I made I made 4 maps and wrote like a whole bunch of alternate scenarios, and you guys still went off of like what I could have prepared for, which is great. That's what I want.
Yeah.
It's just like terrifying knowing that's always a thing that can happen.
Well, especially with our group, I feel like being on session 3, we've already been like, haha, fuck your plans, DM, like so many times. Especially because, for instance, we have newer players too.
Yeah.
So there's a few different like new things that are happening
Yeah.
for them that they don't even realize they're doing, like not knowing consequences of actions, not knowing what you have in store,
Mhm.
etc.
I'd laugh if Bando somehow ends up further from the party in this section. He can't get any further. I'm gonna be so honest. Comes to you running 2 separate D&D games. Oh God, that would be crazy. No, there will come a point where I just will turn Bando into an NPC and have King come back as like a different character. Because if it doesn't make sense for Bando to come back or like ask Volmir the right questions or anything, put him away. Reroll. You'll be level 2. Dungeons and Dipshits, the Adventurers of Bando. Yeah. God. Running more than one game in general sounds hard. So, never know how that's going to go. I run a lot. I've ran a couple one-shots before. None of them have been at the same time. Nothing like running a campaign. So, which is why I'm so excited to do this. Yo, what up, Kev? Good to see you, man. What is up? I think I have most of what I need written down now. Yeah, I think so. Happy New Year and all that jazz. Yeah, it has been a minute. Happy New Year, man. Yeah, I think the last time you might have popped in was that, like, whenever I was still playing video games and everything on stream, which I literally refuse to do now, which is really funny. I think I will do maybe a second channel, but I just want to focus on one like passion for it at a time. This is just writing for a little bit. We're hanging out, and then we're doing a session tonight with one of the players because he left the party. So we're gonna see how that goes to see if his story continues. Um, and then otherwise, we might have to do some special shit like to keep up with Bando. If you guys are interested, I might have the character like write a short story or something to like kind of neatly tighten up the story if he ends up becoming an NPC. Because that is a very real possibility. Because if it doesn't make sense for him to be there for like the next 6 weeks, I'd be like, if you want to play another character, then you can play another character. I feel like it would make sense for him to come back and play something else for at least a time being. So, damn, I gotta remember Volmir's voice. I think it's pretty normal, but. Okay. Yeah, all the VODs are up on YouTube. Sessions 1 through 3 are all up, and then there's gonna be this up tonight, or this stream tonight is gonna be up tomorrow probably. So we'll see how that goes. I, however, don't know how to anticipate Bando's actions, more so because it's King. I think King is also like in it for the bit. And I think that's okay because it kind of matches his character, but he wants a lot of moments to like be comedic even whenever they may not necessarily be. And I think that's one makes a lot of sense for Bando because Bando has avoided confrontation at like every possible moment in his life. So, kind of makes sense. But it is something interesting that's going to happen tonight where if he gets confronted by his master or something, I don't know how he's going to take it. Or he gets confronted by something else. We'll have to see how that goes. Yeah. Because it makes the most sense. Can I do one more? There we go. I wish I could play with you guys sometime, even if it's just a one-off. Oh, dude. Kev, we can definitely get you in a guest character. Don't worry, man. Bando fucking FNAF jump scaring the poor guard seems like confrontation to me. That's true. I more so meant emotional. He he has he's a muscle wizard. He has such a good strength that he's always fucking doing things like that. Dude is wild. Because Bando also like has been set on this quest and was told that he might need allies. So the only Jamaican accent half the time. Yeah, I think he forgets. I think whenever he's in character, he starts arguing with someone and it just fades away because he's arguing like he is with like a normal person. But he just shouldn't be doing that. I genuinely think he forgets. But I think he'll figure it out. Normally in character, and then you can see the moment he remembers. Exactly. But I think he'll figure it out. It's not even necessarily that he'll go like an off and on switch. He'll kind of like fade out of it, and then he'll just like turn it back on. So I think that's why he forgets. How would Volmir react to this? See, I gotta get in the mindset. Of an old ancient elf, you know what I mean? And I'll sneak a mandem or bumbleclat. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck bumbleclat is, man. I just hear him be saying it, you know what I mean? Will he mention... Okay, yeah, he's gonna mention... I need to listen to these VODs. Any chance you could link them to me on Discord? Yeah, dude. I got this. It's weird hearing an American say bumbleclad since it's like normal slang over here in the UK. I didn't even know that it was like a normal word in general, so there you go. Oh, damn, I did forget that there is a YouTube chat, actually. Whoops. Sometimes YouTube evades me. It doesn't pop up on my multi-stream anymore. Need to figure that out. Need to figure that out. So this is why I need a full-time producer whenever I'm got the ability to hire one. That's the dream right there. That's the dream. I found it. It's good. Oh, well, there you go, man. You ain't even need me, man. I forget that I have a computer right in front of me where I can actually do all of this at. I will say there's something about writing that typing doesn't like quite feel like as profound. Whenever you're just like scribbling down lore, I feel like I'm writing an Elder Scroll, if I'm being honest. Whoa, there we go. Yeah. Double is in the YouTube chat. He said, what? If you ever need an NPC who has an English accent, I'm available on weekdays. American D&D campaigns? Oh, we're American as hell. American as hell. Everyone's exercising their right to bear arms. We all own a pair. Since like what games? Fantasy character is European for no reason. This is true. I'm actually surprised that no one is doing a European accent yet. Everyone's pretty chillin'. There's been a couple characters I've introduced that were like somewhat similar. A dwarf from Texas.
I've actually seen those before.
Yeah, I've seen one of those. I used to live, like, they used to be my next door neighbor, so. I mean, would dwarves be like one of the first kind to probably invent guns? Like, probably, right? Either that or like halflings. Canadian elf. Yeah, I'll do a like 1960s inspired high fantasy. How about that? We'll do like a somewhat modern world where like the technological advances are like reaching like mobile phone esque, where it's like crystals enchanted and shit.
Everyone's wearing a hairpiece.
Yeah, that could be a vibe.
Could be a vibe.
Australian drow both come from lands with extreme wildlife that are down under. A drow in general, I think in Critical Role, like Matthew Mercer made a place for the drow to have taken above land. I don't necessarily think that's what I want to do, but I do want drow to be a part of the world in just a way that's not like an entirely underground civilization, because they're like hyper intelligent beings. Like they're very, they're just basically elves but dark. My D&D pod that had elves that all had Canadian accents. That's pretty fire, honestly. With the next couple sessions, a couple of the gods will be important, so I do need to follow through with writing some of that lore as well. Just because Volmir's old as shit, which is fun as fuck. It's always fun having a character that knows more than like should be possible. Not necessarily forbidden, but definitely not normal. Ever need any NPC voices? I'm a real voice actor, so I can do that kind of stuff. That's fair, man. D&D thing is Faye knowing about the fourth wall. Yeah, I do love the Fae realm for the aspect of like its goofiness, because it's written to be like a good set piece. I think there's been a couple notable times, or not notable times, but I think there's been a couple times in the past of me like making D&D things where I've always wanted to do Fae, like a Fae campaign, just like start the players at level 5, send them to the Fae realm. But now that we're doing a long form campaign, I actually have the ability to send you guys to the Fae realm. That could be pretty fire. Kins will come in and play the fairy.
Dude, that would be perfect.
So perfect. So perfect, man.
Yeah, when we tempted her about playing, all she said was, I want to be a fairy.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, we can do that.
Yeah. I can make that happen.
Yeah. Give you the closest thing to it.
If you free the pixie from the lamp in BG3, you get a dialogue option. Like, sometimes I feel like nothing's real, and she, like, whacks you on the head. You aren't supposed to know that. I didn't know that. I freed her, and I never clicked that dialogue option. Because if you free her, you actually don't have to carry on the lamp,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't know in our playthrough, and then my playthrough. Should have known, man. Should have known. Doing whatever it takes to not carry on that lamp is a must, because that thing's fucking annoying. BG3 does a really good, like, I hope that my story could be, like, as interesting as a cutscene in BG3. Both went for the insult way of the D&D acronym for our podcast. That was it. Mine was more graphic. What'd you end up naming yours, Kev? You ring the bell after freeing her. She gets more and more pissed off each time. I didn't know that, actually, because I did like all of Moonrise Towers in like one go, so I never had to use her like more than once. I do love the idea of like a pixie being like served to be your servant, because they are spiteful ass creatures, to say the least. Which I haven't brought you guys like a lot of beast or like extra planar. I would be kind of excited to do that as well, just like up the ante on the enemies. little dragon-sized duck boss. I mean, there's room for things like that. I kind of love the idea of doing like a for Thanksgiving next year. I'll turn a turkey into a dragon for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do.
We would appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that'd be sick. Moby Duck. I'm hoping that designing encounters for where the players are about to be might be kind of difficult. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. The SEO on Spotify hated me because it started have it recommended to the douchebag in the search bar. Yeah. That's mad funny, actually. Yeah, because if you have it, thankfully on YouTube you can have it in the title, but on Twitch, if you have like dipshit in the title, it'll just tell you that you can't go live, which is crazy to me. Absolutely insane. Alright. Let me add one more thing to the stream. If I could find it. Can't say dipshit, but can do a striptease. Yep. That's true. I could get like half naked on stream for you. This is true. Naked D&D stream. You guys wouldn't know it, but I am. Should be a hot tub stream. Yeah, I'll come at you live from the shower. Yeah, I censor it in the title for the streams on Twitch, but you have to do the H and the I. It can't just be one, which is whack. Happens all the time. Real talk now. What are you gonna say real, man? What are you gonna say that's real, games? Oh, Jesus. Have you guys seen the meme about fucking LeBron James being asked that question? If you oiled up the whole the whole Lakers team, who's winning a twerk off? And immediately regret it? Yeah, all the time, bud. Asher for sure. He's so charismatic, you know what I mean? I think Asher could throw some ass. Onsis is definitely not throwing ass, so don't even have the opportunity from him. Was thinking Bando. No, you might think that, but he's got a shell, so he's got no ass. This is important clarification for lore purposes, of course. He's caked up under the shell. He's a beefy boy. I don't know how to like. It doesn't. Hmm. Trying to figure out how to intermingle the two. Fucking mega turtle. Enlarge, reduce. I think that's a third level spell. We could set up a meeting and talk about it. As of right now, no. But maybe another time. I'm kind of just focusing on YouTube and Twitch right now because I need to focus on like one platform as I'm going back to school. So, but that is a good idea. But right now, I just need to focus on like the two things that I can control while I'm also going to be doing schoolwork. Maybe Volmir will just beat some sense into Bando tonight. If you put it on Spotify, I'd listen for sure. Fair. Got an assignment due next week. I have an assignment due in 2 days. I took a winter class, man. You don't want to deal with it? Oh, fair. Well, I might talk to you then, Kev. My schoolwork is wild. What do you do, Games? What do you do, man? A goat in a headlock. That's fucking crazy. I don't know how that applies to school, but you know what? I can respect it. I can respect it big time. My girlfriend's a vet. She always sends me pictures of her hand like up a fucking cow's ass or something, so. Yep, that sounds about right. Animal studies, there you go. Makes sense, that tracks. Oh, I'm gonna need another dock up. Whoops. Amon, what's up? Good evening. They just put holes in the side of a cow, like there's cows with windows. What? That sounds concerning. That sounds extremely concerning, actually. They're not supposed to eat. Oh my god. You know what? Maybe there's a way that we can dimension door into a cow. Let me look this up. Bro's telling me lies. I think I've got all of the lore prepared. Okay. Now here's where I need a little bit of chat input. I need to come up with another bad guy. I'm thinking, 1, I need to know class. 2, I need to know race. And then we can kind of go from there. Because as of right now, I've got a barbarian in the works, and I've got a wizard, and I've got a blood hunter. So, been on hold, move to a new location. Oh yeah, caster or melee? Honestly, let's do melee because I think that like I do a lot of like big brain enemies. Maybe I don't need like a big brain enemy. Maybe they're just bad to be bad. Like the enemies think they're really smart. You know what I mean? Um, yes, I haven't thought about how much. Yeah, they are. They are. I haven't thought about a ton of a skeleton knight. That's actually kind of a move. Okay, that's a good idea. I haven't thought about how the Warforged come to be though, because I know that they have to like experience. Like there has to be a reason that they exist, other than just like people make them to this day. Unless that is how it is, but I don't really know if I would want to do that. So doesn't seem like a terrible idea though. But he can speak. Yeah, I like that idea. He just is constantly casting minor illusion to create noises that are words. That would be really funny. As a human paladin. Human paladin is my favorite stereotypical character. When in fact, secretly died in the first session. Oh shit. How do you hide someone dying? Piloted by a goblin. Oh shit. Was it like the little brain alien from Men in Black? They took off his breastplate and he was in there? Oh no. So it is kind of, yeah, Men in Black esque. Funny stories in the background. Might as well while you have some free time. A little dude in there with a pulley system rigged up. He's got like pedals and everything. Honestly, that's really, really funny. I wonder how you like work that into how like you play your character though. Like in combat, probably not a lot. But like whenever you're like asking for charisma checks and everything, like do you roll as the human? Because you're technically the human. I do kind of like the idea of doing a small hero, like a small villain though. So what if we did do a goblin of Civil War America? The day I run a D&D session that like isn't high fantasy would be crazy. A cloaker mastermind uses fighter as his bodyguard. Okay. Let me look that up real quick. I don't think I've looked up a cloaker. There's the Manta Ray guys from BG3. Okay. Yeah, they are mad smart for beast. Oh, they're aberrations. That makes sense then. Interesting. Lich Washington faked his death. Level of bad guy. See, that's kind of my issue. Is I don't really know. I just know that I need him for a certain. It's gonna be a little while. So probably like. Honestly, level 8 or 9. Yeah, yeah. Might as well round it up to 10. You know what I mean? But I like the skeleton. I do like that idea. I might cache that for a different time though, Amon, because I do like the idea. Cloakers have an ability called Moan. Okay. Word. All the things he works out, he isn't as smart as the cloaker. I do like that. It's funny. A attaches to it if the cloaker has advantage against the target. Okay. Damn. These things are kind of brutal. Damn sea vampires. Um. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to think of like. So. I'm trying to think if I could tell you, actually. Yeah, it would be okay. So it's gonna be like a tournament setting, and it's gonna be like fighting for an item. Is kind of what I'm looking for. Was an ornate kit. Okay, so that's kind of cool. That could be a move. Oh, that is such an insane picture, games. I won't lie. Yeah, that's not a bad idea actually. Because it would be kind of fun to have it like to not be. Oh, you know what I could do actually. What if I did a human that is being controlled by an intellect devourer? And then he's like a psionic knight. And then we just have him wearing like an abnormally large helmet to hide the brain. That could be kind of fun. Because intellect devourers are like naturally planners, but then he could be doing something that requires him to be like kind of dumb. Big helmet to hide the brain, man. I was thinking of like doing a human that was being controlled by an intellect devourer. Because I know that technically, to stay up on it. Yeah, I'll send you it in the Discord, Kev, just a little bit. So, not necessarily is the issue, right? So, like, that's kind of what I was thinking is that I would have to come up with the illithid in a different manner. Because this campaign is not focused on that. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of it being ridiculous. Hear you out? I'm hearing you out, man. Once in control of its host, the intellect devourer had control of the body, which was more or less strong and capable as it was normally. Yeah, retained its own mental abilities. So it could be like a psionic. So if it's in a tournament setting, it could have like taken over a warrior that was like a really good like boxer, and then he's a boxer or like a knight type, but he also has the psionic abilities of the mind. of the Intellect Devourer. It's still somewhat alive. See, this is what I was going to ask next, is like what the gimmick is. So let me go write that down. Maybe the walking brain forgot the task it was sent out to do. That'd be kind of funny. A paladin, maybe, yeah. Broke his oath. Oh, that might be kind of interesting. Devourer broke his oath. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Orders that never came. That would be a good idea. Mike Tyson. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's just a big ass beefy boy. Roman Gladiator-esque a little bit. Yeah, it's a tournament setting, so it's gonna be like multiple rounds. But yeah, somewhat akin to. I think it would be really cool to have. It's gonna be in like it's gonna be on a different continent. It's gonna be like a. So they honestly, like I said, this could be never come up, but I'll use the. This would be like I could use this villain in a different place, just have to put a different spin on it. So, boss of a Goliath and a halfling. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. That'd be fun. I could make that like a different round too. They could fight these people at different times, which might be interesting. So, like throughout, might be a decent idea. I almost like the idea of it being like a goblin and a Goliath. Like the goblin is pretty crafty, because a halfling would be fun too, but halflings are like more good esque, um, which I think also works in different scenarios. But I think in this scenario, a goblin might be better. Like a little tinkerer, yeah. Couldn't be bothered to look after one of his. Yeah, see, that's exactly what. Yeah, I think that's a good idea actually. I'm gonna write some of this down first, just a sec. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Having a creative chat makes my life a little bit easier. The Coliseum is going to be for a different time period. It's gonna shit. It's going to be at a different time in the campaign. Um, it's for an item is the main thing. Strong body to bring back for experience. You win some, you lose some. Yeah. And then basically he found a strong enough body that is also like able to somewhat resist his power. Yeah, true. No, not time travel. I'm not fucking with time travel. I didn't mean to say different time period. Hell no. We're not doing time travel in this campaign. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows what we'll do? Maybe there will be. If there is, it'll be very obvious. I really should look at some battle maps too. Probably not today though. Seems like a lot, chat. Seems like a lot. Intellect Devour is of no concern. Yeah, there we go. That wouldn't be a bad idea either. Yeah, Intellect Devourers aren't like super high up on the totem pole, which is why I think it would make the most sense. Because maybe the Illithid are still riding out in the Astral Sea, and we don't have to write a whole fucking campaign about it. That would be a really good idea. The idea of like him not really necessarily wanting to be a fighter. The setting would make sense for it too, because it's very like aristocratic. So the setting makes more sense. It's almost like a, I don't remember the place that Daenerys Targaryen goes to in like the second season or the first season of Game of Thrones, but something like that. Yes, that is, that would be really cool, because it could be like his redemption from like, yeah, okay. Let me write it down a little bit. I always wish to be a baker. Imagine giving the Intellect Devourer a personality of a baker. One gets stronger once the first dies. Oh god, that would be crazy. Ornstein and Smoke. Dude, that would be... That fight sucked. Did you beat the twins? Did you ever play Dark Souls 3, Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
What?
The Ornstein and Smo twins?
Mhm.
Fuck, yeah, dude, that shit sucked. That took me way too long to beat, honestly.
That's just these somewhere.
Elden Ring had a duo boss as well that was similar like that. I just can't remember what they were called.
Yeah, I actually just fought those not that long ago on my playthrough.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple duo bosses, but
Yeah.
if I'm thinking of the same ones you are.
Godskin? Yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense. Damn. Don't mention Godskin duo. Yeah, maybe I'll just give them that. Fucking no. I never finished Dark Souls 3, dude. You got to. It's fire.
But the DLC too.
I never played the DLC.
DLC's great.
Yeah. Is it kind of like The Witcher 3 where it like is like a whole new game?
Sort of, not to the same extent, really, but enough to give you a lot of hours.
Gotcha. I got to Irithil of the Boreal Valley. Oh, yeah. God, I haven't played since Xbox 360, I don't think, on Dark Souls 3. It's been a fucking minute. Sullivan without dying. Well, that's to be expected. Dark Souls 3 is like impossibly hard, so it's not for the faint of heart. Boss would go crazy. Yeah. I remember like the first boss, like the butterfly looking motherfucker that flies and has like the wings that you shoot. Well, not necessarily shoot. Um, but shoots like the fucking seeking needles. That shit would fuck me up. Warlock Paladin. Sorcerer Paladin. Sorcerer Paladin would be interesting. Because both those are charisma, I think. A Spellblade would be wild. Huh. Yeah. That might work. I haven't played around with too many Spellblades. I usually go like pretty hard into one. I'm pretty bad about multi-classing, honestly. What does Blood Hunter use? Sullivan's lore is just him being a dick. There is no other parts to it. I wonder when it's an appropriate time for me to give you guys a dragon. I feel like there has to be a dragon in.
When we're fucking responsible enough. Give us a couple more fucking levels.
Yeah, no, level 3 party's not going to encounter a dragon for sure. I won't let that happen. Don't worry. I will not let it happen. Yeah, I'm kind of in between if I want him that. Like, if I should give him something this session that'll level him up. Bando. Keep him on pace or not. We'll see how it goes. Probably won't be too long of a session, because it's just one guy. If I was doing a 4-hour session, but not session 0, don't think that'd be very worth it. The Colosseum is a dragon and then a fucking guy descend from the heavens. That would be fun. He says, "No, I have come." That would be very funny. Yep, cool. Appreciate it, Kev. Yeah, alright. I think I'll probably end up using the Intellect Devourer at a different time, though, because that's a fun idea as well. I am the boss now. ASMRs. I think I do want to do an ASMR at some point. I'm not quite sure. Actually, there's very much so a time where someone will have to be an ASMR. Will have to fight an ASMR. That might come up pretty soon, actually. You want to do an ASMR? I mean, hey man, those ASMR accounts make a lot of money, so. You got no idea what I want to do, motherfucker. Yeah, I think I'm prepared. So now is just you and I chat. That's all it is. Who only speaks in whispers, the ASMR. Shadowheart nurses your wounds in camp. Chat, who's clicking on that? Who's clicking on Shadowheart giving you ASMR patching your wounds? All I'm saying is that some of you gotta be lonely. Most Twitch chatters are a little lonely. And that's okay. Just sounded nothing like Shadowheart. Yeah. See, posers, we don't do that around here. We do not accept posers, that's for sure. I watched a very in-depth guide as to why BG3 should have been Game of the Year. Have you seen all the stuff about how like people wanted Spider-Man 2 to win over BG3? Yeah. Isn't BG3 a dating game? Pretty much, man. The, the Bando ASMR, he's gonna be calling you a bumbleclat in your ear seductively. What instead of like Critical Role did playlists for all their characters, let's just do ASMR for all of our characters. Onsis is just like, and now I'm gonna insert the knife into your throat. You're so dead. That would be fucking crazy. Asher's just spitting game in ASMR. Hey, sorry from the other side of the room. Thought you look really cute. You're so dead. Just 3 hours of faint bong ripping in the background. It would be close to that. Let's be honest. Maybe every once in a while, stopping to eat some food. He is kind of a big man. Man is a chunk. I've got this stupid ass runny nose, dude. Feels like shit. Cough, cough. Muffled in the background? Oh, for sure. Bando. I'm trying to think, like, what Bando's favorite music actually would be. Honestly, maybe give him a club EDM mix. He might go crazy for that. He might go crazy. We're gonna pull up on Bando just with a house mix. Oh shit. Imagine though. Imagine we start bumping fantasy music like throughout your apartment. Just yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like a loop, but also a future bar. Honestly, Future's put an entire song together around what's it called? A fucking piccolo or some shit. So just Bando's plug. Essentially, I mean, at the root of it, that's how their relationship started. Actually, I mean, I wish you guys could have seen it, but yeah. The center of the drug supply. No, it's not quite why, but he is definitely out in the middle of a swamp. And dude does not like society, to say the least. It does kind of make sense that the backwoods swamp area is selling trap though. Trapping out the mud, quite literally. Not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you get trapped out the mud. What level is Volmir? Oh, buddy, he's level 20 at least. He's he's fucking maxed. There's trust me, I know it's dangerous to have character like players have access to a level 20 character. There's things that are going to happen. There is much to discuss. Yeah, Volmir is a fucking like ancient wizard. He's not like a lich because of other reasons, but he's not young. That's for sure. I kind of hate the idea that like all wizards are confined to their fucking towers at the end of the day, so Asher persuasion check away from using a wish to grant that man ultimate riz. That would be an insanely high persuasion check, and he would still have to think about it. Permanent plus 10 to all charisma checks, that would be crazy for sure. Look, they'll get some shit, but they're not getting access to the most powerful person in the world. That's for sure. It just definitely makes sense for him to be ancient though, so it's kind of how it has to be. Play like a little weird, but he chill for real. What are you gonna do whenever the plug pulls out a timepiece on you? He just wants to gaze at his gizmos and gadgets, maybe his doodads. Toke the blunt and talk about spells. I gotta sleep, bro. You do you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you hanging out. We should have Bando somewhat soon. The Crown of Carsis. Hold on, I gotta look that up because I haven't heard that in a minute. By Carsis, an archwizard from the Faerun Empire of Nethril. Godlike powers? Hey, man. If the plug's whipping out the crown of Carsis, then, it's fucking go too. Oh, it's an Act 3 encounter. That's why I don't know what it is, because I haven't heard it yet. I have not beat BG3. I'm on Act 2 on all of my characters. Literally every single playthrough has been stuck at Act 2 for a minute. I play an extremely powerful necromancer in one of mine, which is fire, honestly. I guess it is, yeah. Oh, shit. Ugh. My bad. Nah, brother, you're good. It's alright. I'll find it eventually. It's okay. It's not like it's spoiling anything. It doesn't tell me where it is, so. I did want to look up D&D magical items real quick. Because... oh, there's a better list out there. Where is it? The 5e wiki. Bro, yawning and shit. Sometimes you gotta yawn, man. Chill out. So, uncommon to rare looks like a pretty big jump. +1, +2, +3. Okay. So this looks like some like level 6, level 7, level 8 shit. Cool. Because I think I'm gonna get uncommons. uncommon items are like goofy, but there's not a lot of good ones. I think the immovable immovable rod is on here though, and that shit's pretty gas. Yeah, immovable rod. I love the immovable rod. Holding up to 8,000 pounds of weight is crazy though. A DC 30 strength check can move the rod though. Holy shit. You gotta be fucking God to do that shit. How do you get a DC 30? That's crazy. I feel like you gotta be careful to give that to your players, otherwise they're just gonna like trap your boss behind it and fucking never let him move. Honestly, what's like your favorite? What would be Ansys's ideal magical item?
Ideal magical item?
Like something that you think would benefit Ansys the most, like.
Honestly, I don't really know. 'Cause I don't know like his weaknesses either right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because we are a little bit early, but yeah, no, honestly, I haven't even thought about it. I haven't gotten that far.
Yeah. Yeah, because everyone started with like the low level stuff, but those aren't magical like items that benefit your character necessarily. So.
Totally.
'Cause
Yeah, it's a good question, I guess.
I'm excited to dish out some loot at some point.
Oh yeah.
You guys just found your first piece of loot.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, because what was that we found?
A very nice leather bag with runic inscriptions on it.
Oh, that's right.
It is quite quite the quite the bag, to say the least. One might say it holds pretty well. Because I also saw the bag of bounty, and I don't know what this is. Mark of hospitality. You can use an action to cast create food and water, draw a feast from the bag. Shape this mood with your thoughts. You can create the standard bland fare without requiring any sort of check, but you can attempt to create finer food by making a charisma check. Interesting. Huh? That would have been kind of fun to give you guys. Just pull fucking meals out of the bag. I think about magical items for you guys quite a lot because I don't know what to give you guys. Like especially Bando, like with wizards, it's pretty easy. But he wants to play like not a normal wizard,
Right.
so. Maybe I just say fuck it and give you guys some items and you guys figure it out.
Yeah.
Instead of like, oh fuck. Instead of like your ninjutsu, what if you do like domain expansion? Fucking just like open up your own domain, Shadow Realm. Fucking, that'd be crazy.
I fucking whip people into it. Just like, we're gonna go all over you. Come with me. Let me show you my playground.
What does Ansys's domain expansion look like?
Nothing. It's literally just nothing.
Oh shit, that would be funny. Yeah, getting taken to a nothing area is pretty scary. So. Game says he just remembered the dumbest canon D&D enemy. Hey man, I'm always down for some dumb enemies. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I have yawned a lot. Fuck. That's annoying. You just go to the void. Yeah. It might change with the character though if he was able to do something like that. Like if the character has something that changes. So
Yeah, those are honestly things that I haven't thought of yet. Like we would have to kind of talk about that. So I would like to develop something like that if we were to do something like that.
yeah,
So I'd look deep inside on this and find out what his real dynamics like.
you should smoke that demon mask shit. I can see through your hair on this cam. Mad bald. Guess who said that? Dylan.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Dylan, I get it. I'm mad bald, man. But I look mad good too. Uh, I may be bald, but you're fat, Dylan. Always remember that. I'm watching a podcast clip on TikTok right now. Yeah, it is kind of what it looks like. You know, most of those podcasts are fake. Isn't that fucked up? A new money method. All you have to do is commit fraud, chat. It's not growing in too bad, right? I'm definitely taking my time with the short hair, though. Letting it do its thing. Does not look too bad, though. At all. If I had my long hair, I say you nair it. No, I'm not going actually bald. If I had my long hair, people would probably try and call me a fucking rip-off Matthew Mercer. Let's be honest. Great value version. The day I go completely bald, I need chat to stop me. I'm gonna put that out there right now. Because the day that I go all the way bald, you guys will see all the deformities in my fucking skull. I'll encourage it. Jesus. If you do it with me, Dylan, I'll do it. I'll do it on stream. Go fuck. But if you do it with me, I'm not doing that shit by myself. Headset Valley in 4K? Oh yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it alright. That's a real thing that's already happened. You gotta get me tatted first? Yeah, I know I do. That's an old bet. Fuck. Demons are coming to haunt me.